But before we get to our topic, we're going to start off with two things that I always do. And the first is, since my little tagline is simple steps to how to be happy and love yourself, I use Dr. Hawkins' book of slides. And in his book of slides, there's something called 101 Ways to Happiness. So at the beginning of every podcast, I'm knocking off each of these ways to happiness. And we're up to number 13 today. And what he has to say about ways to being happy is choose to decide something instead of to just hope. So be decisive instead of hopeful. And here's a little bit more of what he says about that. So where do you want to go now? All right, you want to go somewhere in your life. You want to do something. You want to be something. You got to make a decision about it. Take action as opposed to just sitting around and being hopeful. And don't just do something because others ask you to do it or you feel like you should do it, because you'll likely end up blaming them if things go awry. And, you don't want to blame anyone for anything because you want to take decisive action and be responsible for your own life. This is of higher consciousness, to decide to take charge of your life, make your own decisions. And if you're going to hurt someone else's feelings, that's okay, but you got to, kind of be diplomatic about it. How can I tell someone I got to run my own life? There's ways to go about it. So, there's risks in making a decision, okay? And you got to step into courage and be willing to take the risk, right? Courage is the first step in true power. So, and it's not going to kill you to step into courage, You're going to learn from courage, and there's the risk, and it's going to go one way or the other, and you're like, okay, well, you learn something from that. Even if you decide to stay at home and not go anywhere, you could become decrepit. So that's like not stepping into courage. To be decisive and take responsibility of your life requires courage. And that's one of Dr. Hawkins' 101 Ways to Happiness.